buddhaḥ, buddhau, buddhāḥ, buddhaḥ, buddhau, buddhāḥ, buddhaḥ, buddhau, buddhāḥ. In order to follow the examples that I will present in this lesson, all you need to know is the first Vibhakti of the word Buddha, which I have just recited. I would encourage you, if you want to do this as a sort of exercise, to start by stopping the video and repeating this 7 times, 14, 21, so that it is fresh in your mind. So as you know, this is the first Vibhakti, singular, dual and plural. Buddhaḥ is the singular, buddhau is the dual, and buddhāḥ is the plural. I will use 5 other nouns whose first Vibhakti is identical to buddhaḥ, buddhau, buddhāḥ. So, in the case of dharma, it will be dharmaḥ, dharmau, dharmāḥ. In the case of saṅgha, saṅgha, saṅghau, saṅghaḥ. Vandyaḥ, vandyau, vandyāḥ. Saṁskāraḥ, saṁskārau, saṁskārāḥ. Anityaḥ, anityau, anityāḥ. The word dharma, as you know, it can refer to the teachings of a Buddha, or sometimes it refers to an entity. Saṅgha can refer to an assembly, but specifically the Supreme Assembly, which is the third of the 3 jewels. Vandya means someone who is worthy of being saluted or worshipped. Saṁskāra is a factor, so an entity when understood as a causal factor. And anitya means impermanent. It's the opposite of nitya. So when we add the a, sometimes it gives us a sense of the opposite. Something which is not nitya is called anitya. Here is our first sentence, which I have written in 4 different ways. All of these mean exactly the same thing. So, if I say buddhaḥ, vandyāḥ, buddhaḥ, vandyāḥ, it means that the Buddha is to be saluted, vandyāḥ. In Sanskrit, often we do not need to express the copula, so we are not using any finite verb to express this idea. We just know, thanks to the Vibhakti endings, that the word buddhaḥ and the word vandyāḥ refer to one and the same person. I can pronounce this sentence without applying the sandhi, in which case I have buddhaḥ, vandyāḥ, or if I apply the sandhi, the aha in front of va becomes o. So I get buddho, vandyaḥ. I can change the order of the terms and the meaning is the same. So vandya buddhaḥ and vandyo buddhaḥ, and again this variation between aha and o is due to sandhi. If there are 2 buddhas, then I use the dual buddhau, vandyau. So 2 buddhas are to be saluted, and I can change the order, I get the same meaning. Vandyau, buddhau, 2 buddhas are to be saluted. Then in the plural, buddhaḥ, vandyāḥ, many buddhas are to be saluted, and if I apply sandhi, the visarga drops, we get buddhā, vandyāḥ, many buddhas are to be saluted, and here we have the same sentence with a different order, without sandhi and applying sandhi. Vandyaḥ, buddhāḥ, and vandya, buddhāḥ. You may try to create your own sentences following this very scheme by substituting the word buddha first with the word dharma and then with the word saṅgha. Now another simple sentence. Anityaḥ saṁskāraḥ. A factor is impermanent. Saṁskāraḥ anityaḥ. It means the same. I just reverse the order. And if I apply sandhi, saṁskāro nityaḥ. Now this sign means that the a drops. And there was an a. So this sign helps us to understand what the sentence means, because if we find this with sandhi and we do not mark that there used to be an a sound, this could very well be that a factor is permanent. So saṁskāraḥ nityaḥ, when we apply the sandhi, gives the same sound, saṁskāro nityaḥ. But when we use this in writing, it tells us that there used to be a short a. So as you can see in this type of sandhi, both sounds change. The aha becomes o, so the last sound of the first word changes, and the a drops. So the first sound of the second word changes too. If it's two saṁskāras, anityau, saṁskārau, or I can switch it, saṁskārau, anityau, and with sandhi the au becomes av. Saṁskārāv, anityau. Now there is a slightly different convention if we are using Roman script compared to Devanagari. In Devanagari you would not have a space between these two, but when we write Sanskrit in Roman script, when it is two different words, even if it is a consonant followed by a vowel, we do put a space to distinguish them. Then in the plural, anityaḥ saṁskārāḥ. The factors are impermanent, and I can say it by switching the order, saṁskārāḥ anityaḥ, or applying sandhi, saṁskārā anityaḥ.